Kids should not have phones. They should not have smartphones. If it's up to me, my son's not going to have a phone until he's 16.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
So you heard pretty strong reactions there from parents when it comes to when kids should get a phone, right? The talk about mental health has only grown after we heard from the U.S. Surgeon General saying, listen, we should have warning labels on social media.
Yeah, the labels would be, the way they're kind of talking, be similar to what we see on cigarettes and alcohol. How much do they do? You know, that's a big question in and of itself. If you're a parent, though, you've either had some concerns about social media or you're definitely going to have concerns down the road.
I mean,
kids.
It's everywhere. It affects all of us, but especially our kids. So we brought in the expert, of course. We've got Dr. Carol Willoway from Baylor Scott & White. First question I want to ask you, when we talk about social media, that could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What do you think that includes?
So it includes Facebook, TikTok, some of these common ones, but even Nextdoor. So anything that you are on your phone, on your computer, consuming social media, as we'd say, that all counts.
LinkedIn. I've seen people scroll on LinkedIn all day long.
Pinterest.
Yeah, Pinterest.
Yes,
that's a good one.
That's a big one.
That's a trap, actually.
Put a little glimmer in your eye when you said Pinterest, by the way.
It's a good one. It's addicting, though.
So here's the deal. Everybody has their own personal opinion about the effect of social media on my kids and your, whatever. What about the medical side of the fence? There has to be research that you've taken a look at. What are the effects that have data behind them of social media?
Very good question. So especially in our adolescent population, it doesn't look great. We can all agree that there are good things about social media. You connect with family, friends, those types of things, but they can be dangerous, especially for our younger kids who are not fully developed and may not be able to see some of these warning signs when they're interacting on social media.
Right. I liken them a little bit sometimes to the warning signs that, like, when my mom got older, she'd be the one who clicked on that wrong thing on the internet that took you to the wrong place.
Yeah.
It's almost that in reverse for a kid, an adolescent, who just doesn't know any better yet. Right?
Doesn't know any better. And honestly, like I said, it's everywhere. So all their friends, for the most part, might be using them. They might maybe have access to it on, school time when they have tablets or website free time or whatever you want to call it. But when we say, okay, we're using social media too much, how do we know when it's too much? Because I think people have different delineations or cutoffs about what's addiction and what's not.
Everybody's number is different.
Yeah.
Right? What's the data say?
The goal is less than 3. That's what our data is saying.
Less than 3 what?
Under 3 hours every day.
Okay.
If you're over that, which the data shows most adolescents are at 3.5. So if you're getting that high, it's too much. If you're starting to see that you're not hanging out with your friends like you used to, this is adults as well. Those are signs you feel like you're missing out on something if you don't check it right now. These are signs that you're probably doing a little too much and need to back up, even if you're under the 3 hours.
Well, and I would argue some of those people, be they kids or adults, may not even. You just said if you notice that you're not participating as much. A lot of these people don't care that they're not, and they're oblivious, I guess, is the word I'm looking for, to the fact that they're not engaged, right?
Very true, very true. We see that, and then sometimes that can transition, especially depending on what they're watching and what they're consuming, into harassment, bullying, and other types of dangerous situations. For these.
All right, so 30 seconds, how do you fix it?
Yeah, seriously. What do you tell parents about their kids and social media?
So limit the time. Limit the time as much as you possibly can. You want to know what they're doing. Even obviously sitting next to them would be ideal, but limiting on the back end too. That's something that we're asking our technology consumers, our creators, is to make it easier for parents to limit even if they're not watching. Model that great behavior. Don't be on your phone all the time and then tell your kid it's time to move on.
What you just said to me is one of the big important takeaways. Model the behavior, right? Because if you're mom or dad and all you do is you walk around with your nose stuck in your phone, your kid's going to do exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely.
8 days a week.
One other aspect I think is important to touch on while we're talking about, we're talking about frequency, right? But what about timing as well? Because posting in real time can also be a danger for younger kids and for adults. I've been told, hey, if you're going to go on vacation, don't post that you're going on vacation, or maybe don't post where you are at that very moment. Would you say that that's something parents need to be aware of for their kids as well?
Yes. Anything that you would not normally want the entire world to know right this second about what you're doing and where you are is probably something that you should hold off on posting.
Right. I mean, it's excitement to say, hey, I'm here and having this awesome experience.
Yeah.
And all that says to a bad guy looking on the internet going, hey, Nicole's not home.
I know where she is.
Time to get to the house.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
It's not what you want.
Not at all. Really good conversation. It won't be our last, I'm sure. But thank you, Dr. Willoway, for being with us,
Thank
talking
you.
about this.
We appreciate your time tonight.